Hello everyone, Sparrow Vision, and welcome to my channel. So I found some more footage on the drones over New Jersey and New York and everything. This is from news reports. Let's give this one a listen.
Federal agencies, the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Defense, and the Federal Aviation Administration put out a rare joint statement addressing the drone sightings in New Jersey, saying that the total 5,000 reports of drones have led to 100 investigative leads for the agencies, and that no abnormal activity was detected, saying many of these sightings are either law enforcement, commercial, or hobbyist drones, and that many of the sightings have in fact been manned aircraft, helicopters, and even stars that were mistakenly reported as drones. But even in the days since that report, questions and concerns have continued to swirl, including here on our air, where we've been asking lots of questions of our lawmakers. But some call it hysteria. In fact, Dr. Gary Small, chair of psychology at Hackensack Meridian Health, has done extensive work on the topic of mass hysteria. He's here now to offer his perspective. Dr. Small, so great to have you with us tonight. We're at this kind of critical moment where a lot of people have very low trust in the government. There's low public trust, I'd say. For an example, we just heard reports of things that the government withheld, information that they withheld during COVID-19 and the pandemic. And now these drones are introduced at a time when there is this distrust. You call it hysteria, though. What's your take on it?
Well, actually, it's not exactly hysteria in the sense of mass hysteria is defined, where there's an outbreak of physical symptoms due to a psychological cause. It's really more mass panic or a shared delusion, because officials have looked into this. They've taken the reports very seriously, but there's been no evidence that there's any nefarious characters. The explanations are actually piloted planes or hobbyists with drones. But they have to keep looking at it because it's always possible that something bad is going on. However, whenever people are under stress or they're anxious, they're very quick to attribute theories to what's causing the problem. And in some way, that sort of binds their anxiety.
As someone who studies hysteria and mass hysteria, are there ways that elected officials should be responding? Because a lot of the first responses from the White House were, no, you're not seeing drones. And perhaps that played into folks saying, oh, there's a cover up here because, yes, we know what we're seeing with our own eyes. Are there ways that they should be responding to kind of quell those fears or quell the panic?
Well, certainly attacking the observers is not a good thing. And I've seen this, I've investigated many outbreaks of mass hysteria, and people get quite defensive because they're very convinced what they're seeing and what they're experiencing. It's important to be transparent and for officials to let people know what they do know and to assure them that they're looking into it, taking it seriously, and telling them how they're looking into it, what they're doing.
How do you respond, Doctor, when you see people turning towards conspiracy theories, coming up with their own conclusions for what's happening that might be unexplained?
Well, I can understand it. It's human nature. When you live in a world with lots of stressors, when there's a lot of uncertainty, we're looking for explanations. That reassures us. The bottom line is people like to be in control of their lives, and I think a lot of us right now are feeling a bit out of control.
These drones, we can bet on one thing for sure, is they won't be the last cause for public concern. We live in tumultuous times. What is your advice to folks for how to just really manage through their emotions as things come up, as we make our way through this modern existence of ours?
Well, I think it's important to keep a level head on it, to try to look at the information that's available and the explanations. And we've had these kinds of outbreaks many times in history. The one that comes to mind is this Seattle windshield pitting epidemic, where people in Seattle started noting windshield pits. And there were all kinds of theories about cosmic rays, about nuclear testing causing it. Eventually it died down, but what's tended to spread these false beliefs were newspaper reports. And here we have the internet and social media that puts these spread of rumors on steroids. It really becomes quite a rapid spread of ideas that only feeds into the anxiety and the frenzy.
And just really quickly, you know, they say when you get a new car, you start to notice those cars on the road. How much of this in your mind is folks all of a sudden tuning in to one topic when it becomes the topic?
I think it's probably mostly due to that. I have not been investigating these myself. It's possible something's going on, but when you look into it, you find there are rational explanations for these sightings.
All right, Dr. Gary Small, thanks for offering a little bit of levity for us tonight. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Wow. You know, I mean, probably just me, but I don't believe all of it. You've got credible witnesses who witnessing a lot of the drones, and those are the ones that I believe when they say, hey, we don't know what it is. There was even one report big as a school bus. I don't know any drone out there that is that big that we can operate. I could be wrong. It could be our military. It could be the police. It could be, you know, someone who actually has one of these drones that are looking for something. But when you got a drone that is hovering over the tree line that people can actually see, those are not aircrafts like, you know, airplanes or helicopters. They're too big to be considered drones. Personally, I think the government knows definitely more than what they're letting on. I think all this, oh, it's not national security, we have nothing to worry about. For me, I think it's a bunch of bull, because they're trying to get us to stop imagining all kinds of things. One thing they all agree on: do not shoot the drones down, because you don't know what they are. It very well could be legitimate aircraft that you're shooting at. It could be military police drones that cost us taxpayers lots of money to give to these agencies to use. So that I do agree on. Do not shoot them down, because we don't know what they are. The laser pointers, I agree also. It has been a known fact for years now that your high-tech laser pointers that can shine for miles and miles, when you point them up at the airplane, they bounce off. They can blind the pilots, cause an aircraft to crash or injure people inside the airplane that might be looking when the laser pointer comes through the glass. So yeah, I agree with all that. But anyway, I want to know what your intake on this. And if you have something you want me to listen to, again, do not. I agree with that. Do not. But if you have something you want me to listen to, give me a call at 765-388-4672. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel and share it around. Until next time.